Okay, got any questions about the install of the core support panels? I'm going to do a full install video of this, but for right now, something quick and dirty to give you an idea. Basically, the rusted original mount, took a Sawzall, 10 snips, 4-inch cutoff wheel, cut out the old. You can then take the new, you slip it into place. The best way to do it, as far as I'm concerned, is scribe a line, get the piece fitted so it's a nice gap. This side still needs some work, it's just sitting in there, and do a butt weld. You can finish it off and it'll be basically invisible. Also, you could put a doubler in behind here, put spot weld holes for a little bit more strength, and then weld the seam. Also, when you put these into place to fit them, make sure you put the body mount screw in and that the hole lines up where it needs to be. If your support's really bad, you're probably gonna have to straighten the support some to get everything to fit up. You know, mine had stress cracks. Here's a stress cracker welded up. Here's a stress cracker welded up. You can still see stress crack on this side, crack here. So there's going to be some straightening. I would not advise this for a first-time sheet metal project. It's not something I would say to attempt for your first project. Alternatively, if you're not comfortable with doing a flush cut and a butt weld, you could trim it down some. I leave these long so that there's plenty here, but you really want to try to trim it down a little bit from this pad that the turn signal sits on, and then you can, you know, leave a bit of overlap. You can weld the edges, and I mean, you could even do so you could do it that way, a little faster, not as precise, also doesn't look quite as good either. So the center sections, originally it's two pieces. You have this piece, spot welds to this outer piece. So we've done the same thing. We made these pieces, so that would be this back piece. It goes down and behind. There's not much of the original flange left back here. You can see a little bit of it there. That's this edge, and it'll get spot welded to the edge on this outer piece. And it's basically the same deal with the outer piece. The horn and the latch support nuts are already welded in it. Try to give ample length on the legs off of this curve, both the center section and on the mount piece, so that you can end up trimming it. Probably ultimately you'd want to have a joggle in the weld for the best strength. You know, maybe weld across the bottom, come up, cut back 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then have the weld go this way, so that if a crack would form, it's not just going to travel right along the weld. So that would be something you can do to make sure it's good and strong. Now, if your core support's really bad like mine, there's another piece, which is actually this piece, that just continues in behind here. You can see where it's rusted off. And that piece should come back with a flange, come down, and then back out again. And it's totally missing except for down there at the end, if you can see a little bit of it. So that piece is something I'm still working on, which is this. It has a good bit of bends and shape to it, and I still need to do more work with this. But I will figure something out for that if you need that piece. This piece is a heavier gauge metal, and it's just like a piece of angle that spot welds to the actual fender well, and then it should have spot welds here, and then this outside piece comes back and it all spot welds together on this lip. I do make, I don't have any of them actually made right now, but a reinforcing bracket which slips up inside of the core support, and I'm making those out of 1/8 inch, so it slips up inside. And I put 4 spot weld holes in up here, which lands basically directly on the other side of that radiator mount. And then the bottom flange of that spot welds to the top of the mount. So it just adds a little bit more structure to it, helps support the weight a little bit better, helps keep some of these stress cracks from forming. I've even seen these stress cracks occur on vans that aren't necessarily rusty. Vans that are in the Southwest that, you know, they see off-road use, the body lifts, so it helps strengthen it all up some. Also on my van, something you might want to look for is, you can see the subframe where the body mount goes into. That hole is needing some work. The driver's side's actually good still, so hopefully this quick little video gives you an idea of how this stuff goes in, whether you feel like you're capable of taking it on, or you want to farm it out to a body shop. Most body shops aren't going to take the time to fabricate the pieces, but you'll find a lot more of them are willing to fit and weld the pieces in if they can get them. So that's kind of the idea here. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns. I will answer them to the best of my ability.